Oh, you're a bit damp there, mate. Hey?
Yeah.
We'll grab this.
It's wet out there, mate. It's wet.
Yeah.
So,
You're right. You need it.
yeah. Do you want to?
Yeah, yeah. Oh.
Do you want to help me?
Ah, bring it in.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm Danny.
Hello, Danny.
I'm Danny.
Ruckus. Pleased to
Thanks.
meet you.
Thanks for agreeing to meet me on this mate date.
My pleasure.
First off, I'll let you know it's my first mate date. I've only ever had sexual goal-orientated dates before, and bit nervous about this. A little bit nervous, but I'm just hoping that you've got what I need.
Well, we're going to need a bit more beer for some sexual orientation, mate.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's enough beer here.
See if there's the bar open over here. It's Sally Bracewell. What?
What are the odds?
Oh my God. Have you got any stone and wood? Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
You've done that before.
Yeah, it's Friday after all, so
It is Friday. Why not?
that's why I thought I'd set up this mate date for 5 o'clock on a Friday.
Perfect time.
Perfect way to. I've had a pretty shit week, to be honest, and that's why I really need this mate date today. And yeah, I'm hoping we can connect, and I can get not in your pants, but in your mind.
Oh, mate. Well, firstly, we'll get these beers happening.
Yeah. I didn't bring any.
Thank you, Sally.
Any cash.
No, well...
I don't think it's that kind of bar.
Can you put it on my tab?
I think this is like one of those surreal bars that
Jeez, mate.
exists in the ethereal world.
Yeah.
We're not actually even in the real world
No,
right now.
it doesn't exist, but we're here.
Total privacy as well.
So firstly, mate, I want to thank you for sharing that you are nervous. That is completely normal. And to be honest, I'm nervous too. And having these kind of conversations, going a little bit deeper than the ordinary tits, meats, pies, pub, beer, takes a bit of courage. So I want to acknowledge you for that. So we can get deeper, so we can go a little bit further than just everyday conversation. What we're going to do is we're going to create a container. And this table is going to serve as our container. And we can look at it like a Tupperware container. We're going to create a space for us to fill with all our stuff, whatever's present, whatever's alive, whatever emotions are here, and we're going to put it in this container. And then when we leave here, we're going to put the lid on it, and that's where it stays.
So nobody else on Facebook or anything will have any idea of what's going on right here.
No one on any streaming device is going to know what's happening here between you and I.
But I feel what you're saying because, yeah, I've got lots of men in my life, my father, brother, friends, acquaintances, people from the surf. But I still don't really feel like I connect with them on any level that's just basically like this deep. Like,
Yeah.
How's the surf been? Gee, she looks hot.
Yeah.
What are you up to this weekend? And then with female partners, I feel like if I ever want to really open up to them, I'm going to be putting stuff on them that might detract from our relationship. And I just wish there was some other way that I could really get shit out there, you know. And I did a bit of stalking of your profile, and I saw that you've got Woke Blokes, which is like a men's group that you run.
Correct. Yep.
And also you run something called the Journey Home, like a 6-week program to help people get connected. And I thought you'd be a great mate date to have.
Oh, mate. Thank you. Thank you for that acknowledgement. And you touched on some very important topics there for us blokes. And it's important for us to have safe spaces to connect with other men, to be seen, to be heard, felt and acknowledged as blokes by other blokes. And creating these kind of safe containers means that we can talk about whatever we need to talk about, heal what we need to heal and process what we need to process, and leave ourselves to be the best version that we can be for every other relationship that we have. And it's normal for us to have blokes, family members, workmates, whoever, that aren't on a level that we can go deeper with. And that's why men's work exists and men's group exists.
So men's work isn't just about being some really spiritual, new age kind of dude with crystals around his neck and like cloth sort of skirt, or a fully trained sort of psychologist. What's a men's group like? What would it be like? Is this, are we in a men's group right now?
Well, yeah, we've just set the container. So I guess the space that we create in men's groups and the work that we do is purely around safety and acknowledgement. I mean, for us to come together and talk about what's present without being fixed, without needing to be rescued or saved, and just having the space to actually get off our chest what is present. You know, that gives us something that I call objective clarity. When you're speaking from the first person about something that you're experiencing and you have 2 or 3 blokes that are just there to support you and hold space for you. And when I say hold space, they're just listening to understand where you're at, not to try and solve your problem or to respond to you. So I guess that's why it's important to have men's groups specifically to talk about what is present, what's emotion.
So I can talk to you right now?
Absolutely.
Well,
in fact...
How do I do that, though? Because I feel like my language consists of words like I'm frothing, I'm feeling shit, I've had a gutful, I'm pissed off. I know words, but I don't really know if they have much meaning.
Gotcha.
They just sound...
Just words.
Like words.
For the sake of words.
They sound like words.
Well, words do sound like words. So there's a few core emotions.
Great beer, by the way. Thanks, Sally.
I haven't had any yet. Hang on.
So we don't have to just be drinking kombucha if we're blokes talking
Not
about
at all.
stuff?
Not at all.
Well,
Not
that's
at
a
all.
relief because I feel like a little couple sips of beer does help me relax a little bit on a date scenario, which is a mate date, which is just as much of a date as anything really, because two people that don't know each other trying to connect
100%
is a date.
100%.
You're my mate, now we're on a date. So
All
tell
right.
me about language.
Let's go there. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you to share something with me that you've never told any other man.
Right.
And I'm going to do the same.
Way to break the ice.
100%. So this is going to test our safety and our commitment to the safety.
Wow.
Our commitment to this container.
There's definitely nobody watching this.
There's 100% not a human watching this on any streaming platform anywhere. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just share something that you've never shared with any other bloke. And it can be anything. You can go as deep as you want to, and I'd encourage you to share something that scares you. And just think about where you feel it in your body. What comes to mind?
Well, this is just something that came to mind. I guess it is something I've never really said out loud to anybody. That I can still clearly remember the first time that I saw my mother naked.
Yep.
And it made me really afraid that I was never going to be attracted to a woman.
I remember the first time I saw my mother naked.
I thought you were going to say my mother naked.
Well, yeah, no, my mother. Yeah. Same. Thank you for sharing that.
And it's just one of those images that's hard to break out of your mind. And, yeah, I don't know if it's traumatized me or in any way, but I guess everybody's probably traumatized by seeing their mother naked.
I think that would be, different levels of trauma. Are you still attracted to women?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it's worked out.
You're okay.
It's worked out.
You're okay.
But I feel kind of nice to have said that. Just sort of said that, put it out in the open.
Do you feel a bit of weight off your shoulders?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why, but I do, yeah.
Yeah. Good man. Me
so
too.
So you definitely haven't seen my mother naked?
No, not today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Otherwise, I was going to say this date
might not continue.
No.
No, but let it be known I have not seen your mother naked.
Right. You gonna share something as well? Or?
Okay, something I've never shared with another man before. All right. So being a life and wellness coach for blokes, being a mentor, being a space holder, as you can say, I feel, I have never said this to another man before, especially someone I've just met, but I often feel extremely inadequate and insecure and feel that I don't have what it takes to be able to support other men or support myself.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. Is that what I'm supposed to say in that situation?
100%.
Because I need to learn the language.
100%. Yeah.
I need to learn the language. I feel like language is the tools that we can build a reality that we can live in that's more comfortable than reality we're currently living in.
Yeah, 100%. And when you expand your emotional vocabulary, and that is being able to express what's present, as you're feeling it. You express what you're feeling as you're feeling it. When you expand that emotional vocabulary, you get a bit of clarity about who you are, what's alive, and how you can relate to everybody in your life.
So if I was to walk into a men's group, I wouldn't be expected necessarily to have all that language.
Not at all.
Already? Because that's sort of what freaked me out, is because I did want to experience being around men and talking to men, but not feeling like the new kid in school, you know, because no one wants to be the new kid in school.
Yeah, 100%. And
so it's a safe place to walk into, you're saying?
Yeah, 100%. So I guess what you think about is when you go into a men's group, you don't need to know everything. And in fact, you could probably just sit down and listen for the first couple of sessions, couple of meetings if you want to. And the men's groups that I facilitate, I provide little prompt cards of different emotions that, the 7 main emotions that are available, and you can use those to draw from.
7. See, I only know 2. Like,
what have you got?
Horny and hungry. Is hungry an emotion?
Yeah, well, it is now.
And then I sometimes get hangry.
Hangry,
which is either horny and not having sex, and hungry and not having food available. So hangry and
horny?
Well, horny, that's the same.
Which one are you feeling now?
Well, I'm definitely not feeling horny thinking about my naked mum. Or I'm actually feeling pretty calm, actually. Yeah, I feel like just talking and just being in a safe space and having no one around streaming this live makes me feel really private and safe.
Yeah.
But I do feel like one thing this bar is missing for the atmosphere would maybe be some live music.
If only we had a musician.
That would be great. Oh, look, the bartender's disappeared.
Where did she go?
Oh, it's Sally Bracewell. Hi, Sally. Thanks for moving over to the piano. How are you?
I'm really great.
I'm just going to break out of character for a second.
You were in character.
Very poorly character. This is all new for me, being on a screen. And it's very exciting, and I'm enjoying this mate date so far. I look forward to recommencing it, but we'd love to hear some music. So how's music been going for you during lockdown the last few months?
Well, very quiet on the gig front, but thankfully I had an album that I needed to get released. So I was busy, kind of like some would call it spamming, but I would call it just keeping in touch.
I think that's just called self-promotion.
Connecting with the fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you do any stuff online during lockdown? Any live streaming of concerts or?
I actually did one.
Yeah.
And I found it really weird because in order to get my corner looking nice and all, get the feng shui nice in that particular corner, I had to move all of my furniture to a different part of the room. So all I was playing to was this oddly arranged furniture, and which I thought it was just really...
Do you have any pets you could bring in on at the scene?
Oh, yeah, my doggie was there. She enjoyed it, but...
Spike your dog's water bowl with a little bit of tequila and get doggie in the mud. No.
But I wonder how many people have been doing these online gigs, like just performing to really weirdly...
Well, I think the important thing to remember is you're not just performing to your furniture, that there are hopefully thousands of people out there that want to keep in touch in the live music scene and to get in their lounge room. And it's Friday, for God's sake, so let's all let our hair down a little bit.
Sing some?
Oh, I didn't bring my hair.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Don't wanna lose you. Didn't want you to go down in the gutter. The flood waters flow. Don't know what I'm doing. Haven't been here before. But without you, the wildflowers grow. The ghost of a younger me clings to my chest. I am a tree trunk woman wrapped around me, she rests. And the sand makes stars that we rub on our face. We hide behind beards of seaweed lace. There's someone else I'd like you to know. In an empty empty vase the flowers grow. Her beckoning friends call to her from afar, but a cat lies asleep on top of the car. And won't you behold a life full of love? But it's not for her, she's not good enough. She's quietly peeking out into the snow. In an empty vase the flowers grow. Maybe you'll meet her, and maybe you'll know the girl that I've been too scared to show. Maybe we'll learn things, and maybe we won't. But hope is the cruelest thing for our broken heart. Maybe you'll meet her, and maybe you'll know the girl that I've been too scared to show. And maybe we'll learn things, and maybe we won't. But hope is the cruelest thing for our broken heart. And down in the gulch, the floodwaters flowed. In an empty vase the flowers grow.
Oh, thanks for coming to the toilet with me, Ruckus. Yeah, I just feel a bit nervous going to toilets in pubs by myself.
Oh, my pleasure,
I hope
mate.
we didn't miss anything while we were gone.
Oh, I don't know. I could hear some beautiful tunes coming from the
Yeah.
bar.
I mean, was that you?
What? No.
Oh,
You're just warming the seat up, aren't you?
all right. Well, we've swapped spots.
We have. Feel a bit strange about it.
We might have to just give Sally Bracewell a
Come
bit of a round of applause.
Thank you, Sally. That was beautiful.
That was beautiful. So next time we get to an awkward pause in conversation, we're going to have to cross back to you, I think. We need to bring live music on every date, I think. That
so.
would be great, because it always gets to a point where you you need a little break from expressing yourself, and and a little bit of live music interlude really sets the scene.
Yeah, it's a bit ambience,
So-
mood music.
Yeah, if you don't mind hanging out, Sally, for a little bit longer, that'd be great. Unless we need another beer, and then you'll have to go back to the bar, I'm afraid, because
So I'll slow down.
we've got our budget here on the Friday knockoffs a little bit sort of slim. So yeah,
It's okay.
but I just thought we should start chatting a little bit, get a little bit more personal, and how was your day?
My day? Why don't we start with how your day was?
All right. Well, my day was pretty shit, actually. I just felt like I was never really present at all. I sort of woke up, kind of had a bit of a late night, just sort of had a few glasses of red till I sort of passed out, and slept a few hours, woke up a little bit, checked my phone for about an hour around midnight, slept for a couple more hours, and then I sort of woke up and had another look at my phone, got up, was going to go for a run or a surf, but I decided to just sort of scroll Instagram for an hour, had some coffee. And then I'd seen a post on an ex of mine. It was on a holiday. No idea how she even got out of the friggin' country, but somehow she's in Italy
Of course.
with a dude who used to be a mutual friend of ours. And so, yeah, I sort of wish I hadn't seen that. I just sort of managed. I just kept putting things off all day.
Okay.
I don't know. I sort of felt like I should be doing more stuff, but I always found excuses to just fuck around, really.
Yeah. How do you feel now?
Well, I feel just a little ungratified by the day. I kind of feel like I'm just all over the place.
Okay.
I feel like Tasmanian devil, just kind of like my head
Little
spinning
whirlwind.
around, you know, and it was nice to see you and have a hug with a complete bearded stranger to start off this evening. But yeah, I don't know, something about my day just didn't sit right with me.
Okay. Would you like me to share my day?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so I replaced the word routine with ritual. So my day starts off with a grounding exercise. I've borrowed modalities from Qigong, Yin Yoga, and different breathwork modalities, and I just do a little bit of body movement with breath to ground. And not ground in the esoterical sense of grounding to Mother Earth. I just ground back into my physical body. So using breath to come back to my body movement to be aware of what's present in my body. And then I sit down with a pad and pen and I get intentional. So I set my intention for the day and I just write a couple sentences about what I intend to do with my day and my time. And after that, I connect with gratitude. So I pick 3 things that I'm most grateful for in that moment. And that can be anything. It can be, I'm grateful for this jacket that's keeping me warm. I'm grateful for cold beer. I'm grateful for a mate date. And then I'll just make a little bit of a 5-point to-do list of things that I need to do during the day and make sure that I'm aware of that. And then what I want to be for the day. And that's important to me because if I'm not aware of what I want to be during the day, I don't know what can happen. I can just feel completely untethered, ungrounded, and not know what's going on. So that's what I start my day with. And I always go for a walk on the beach, just connect. And I won't touch my phone or social media until after 7:30.
Hallelujah. I didn't even consider the possibility that I could live without my phone in front of me.
Yeah.
So, do you think setting a daily ritual can really help with moving forward in life and what you want to achieve?
Yeah, absolutely. You said something really powerful just before about not being present. And I think when you have a bit of discipline in your day, it gives you the freedom to be present with who you are and what you're trying to achieve for that day. And even if your intention is to do nothing for the day, you can do nothing but be present the whole time. And then at the end of the day, you feel that sense of accomplishment.
Doesn't sound too intense. Doesn't sound like I need to be a crazily sort of spiritual meditation guru to accomplish this. It just sounds like replacing certain things I do with this. So rather than mindless scrolling on Instagram for an hour before I attempt to get out there in the world, I could replace that with intention setting. But I mean, it's great hanging out with you on a mate date and hearing you talk about it, but what's the best way to actually to sort of make
Start
it
that
happen?
process?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the journey home, I imagine, is a pretty good
It's a pretty good container.
Pretty good container.
To do that with. And I think having people in your life, because you've got mates and you've got people that support you and see the best part of you, even when you don't. So knowing that, you know, if you've spent a week scrolling the feed, sending dick pics, doing whatever you're doing before you're getting out of bed, if you know that that's a weakness, if you know that that's not a strong point, reach out to the support that's available to you already. So maybe ask a mate that you go surfing with, hey man, can you message me in the morning and tell me to do my daily intention, or my daily reprogrammer is what I call it.
Sounds like accountability.
100% accountability. 100% accountability.
And accountability is scary because it means you actually have to do it, right?
You have to do the thing that you said you're going to do.
Triggers me. As soon as you said having someone making me accountable, it feels like I don't have any way out of that.
Yeah, 100%.
That feels kind of good.
I think because self-discipline is not something that no one is born disciplined. We just float around doing our own thing, and that's fine, you know. And you think of the most disciplined person you can think of right now wasn't born that way. It's a learned behavior. And when you share what you're trying to achieve and you share what you're trying to keep yourself accountable to other people, it motivates you, either negatively or positively. It doesn't matter, as long as the motivation's present, to do the thing. So when you've got a bunch of people in your corner that say, hey, Danny, have you set your intention for the day? Have you done your to-do list? Have you done your daily gratitude?
So if I can't think of anyone like that, I might just need some new friends.
Or you can just reach out. Part of the journey home is you have buddies available to you, or part of a men's group. You can have access to the other blokes who are in that group, and you'll find that you doing that gives them permission to do the same.
And so what would be the first step in order for me to get my shit together a little bit more on a daily basis?
Yeah, cool. I'm glad you asked. It's a great question. I think starting with some intention. Waking up.
I feel like this date's going pretty well, actually.
It's going swimmingly. It's going amazing.
I haven't even thought once about what's on the telly or anything.
Oh, good man.
I'm really
You're present.
feeling in the moment. Yeah,
You're present.
Really here.
It's good. Me too. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks for sharing that.
Thanks for coming.
Not yet. Hey-o. So I think starting your day with a bit of intentionality is how you can kind of create ritual and flow for your day. So your intention can be just 2 sentences. Today, I intend to be present, understanding, and compassionate with where I'm at and what I'm trying to achieve.
When do I do this? As soon as I wake up?
Okay.
First
First thing you do is before you get your phone, and they don't call it a feed for no reason. Before you touch your phone, get your pad.
Digital food.
Digital food for your brain.
Yeah.
Get your pad and pen and start your intention. First thing, what do I intend to do for today? And take as much time as you need for this because it's new, it's a new practice, it may take a little bit of time. It may take 10, 15 minutes, and that's okay.
And have someone in your corner who's going to make you accountable to do that.
100%.
Fantastic.
And a really healthy way to create healthy habits is it's not through grit and determination. It's through stacking on an existing habit. So if you have a something that you do in the morning, so if you instinctively go for your phone, that can be a trigger. Oh wait, I've got to do my daily intention. And then reward yourself for that. Be like, fuck yeah, I did my daily intention. Now I can get on my phone.
Maybe I could have someone come over and hide my phone for me every night, and then maybe just.
It's like a tooth fairy for phones.
They can't really text me and tell me where it is, can they?
No.
The opposite of a tooth fairy.
Like a smoke signals or a dove or something, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe set a time. Maybe I won't touch my phone before 8:30 in the morning.
Great
Maybe I'm
way
going
to
to do that for the next week, and you're going to message me and make sure that I haven't touched my phone.
I'm going to message you at 8:32 every morning.
Unless you've come home later tonight and then you're already there.
Well,
But it's
I'm
not
there.
that kind of date, is
It's
it?
not
I
that
keep
kind of
forgetting it's a mate date.
There's no goals here.
Keeping it clean.
Yeah.
I look forward to talking about goals a little bit further. But before we get on to, I feel like the next part of the mate date is to actually talk a little bit about some sex stuff, sexual self-pleasuring and that kind of stuff. But
Connection to your body.
yeah, I feel like I've got to build myself up to it. So
Yeah. We'll have another beer.
yeah, we should go.
Should
To
we get some?
should we just go for a walk and
Yeah, we'll go back to the bathroom, huh?
yeah, let's just go to the bathroom and together. It's not weird.
Not weird at all.
Just got to make sure that if we're going to talk about self-pleasuring, got to just check the tackles.
Yeah, it's all there.
It's all there. It's
Still
ready,
exists.
operational.
Beautiful.
All right. Well, hopefully we don't miss anything while we're gone.
Well, I mean,
She doesn't look like she's going to play any music. It'll be fine.
beauty.
Don't you think I've been waiting here a while now? Like a dog so that you can get what you want. Bit my tongue, but my teeth are growing long now. I'm biding my time like a lily lilac wine. Give me blood, give me bones to feed my fury. Give me night and a day so I can cure this. Give me a drink so I can see more foolish. Let the moon feel in here like a crusty cured fish, up and worn like split glass, devilishly stuck in my own self-sabotage. Inhaling in ain't doing nothing, hyperventilating, cracks running down my chest. Inside I'm screaming, inside I'm screaming.
So it's
Wow.
those dots are totally normal, you reckon?
Yeah, look, that's okay. There's probably some cream for it, but you'll be fine.
I mean, they're just on the base.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've wanted to talk to a partner about it before, but
Have they grown?
no, they're not like protruding dots. They're just kind of like little slight discolorations along the shaft.
Probably just a freckle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose you're not actually a doctor, so
No. But I have seen it.
I do appreciate you coming to the toilet with me like that.
Mate. Hey,
That was
supporting
very,
each
very,
other.
very nice of you.
No, you're welcome, mate.
I think we might have missed something again, though. Our bartender looks like she's back at the piano again.
Hello, mate.
So, since we missed that little performance there, Sally, have you got any live performances booked in just in case I keep going to the toilet and missing it?
I think I'm in the rails on the 21st
Nice.
of this month. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I must admit, there is something kind of nice and novel about the pub scene these days in that it's like security guards have become maitre d's, which is strange. You've got these massive big dudes who you're used to seeing put people in headlocks, and now they're like, I have a table ready for you, sir. Would you kindly come this way? And then you sit down, and then there's a bit of live music. And pretty shit if you're in a band, though.
Yeah.
And that was when I stalked you, and I know that you're in a band called Hammers.
Yeah.
And they're not really the sort of band that goes so well with a sort of sit down and politely at a table kind of scene, are they?
No, it'd be strange. I'm not sure how you feel about this, but I think it'd be strange as a band to play to an audience that are sitting down.
My music's really slow, so it's actually perfect. I'm getting a lot more gigs now.
I bet.
Yeah, because whenever I'm at a gig and someone says, oh, can you play something we can dance to? there's a little shudder. A little part of me dies inside. But I think to
dancing's
overcome...
illegal.
And now that dancing's
You can shut those
illegal,
people right up.
they didn't say nothing about a chair dance, though, did they?
Well, this
We
is
can
why
just...
you get the
There's
security
a
guard
lot
to
of
work for
moves.
you.
You can really...
There's a
lot
sign of the
cre-
Byron Markets in front of the stage they had set up. Be like, please enjoy the music, but remember, no dancing is permitted here.
No
Like,
fun. Yeah.
Have we woken up in Black Mirror, or what is going on?
Oh,
Like,
man.
it does not
100%.
make sense. But
Hands made tail. That's what it is.
yeah, so I just thought now's a good time in the mate date to talk about self-pleasuring.
Oh, I'm glad. we're here.
This is Sally's favourite part of the evening.
She's been waiting all afternoon for this.
Because I don't know what it is. Well, I know for one thing, maybe I masturbate too much.
Okay.
But after I blow my beans, I always feel a little bit ashamed.
Ashamed? Bit drained?
A bit drained.
Mm.
A bit low. A bit lethargic.
Are you comfortable sharing with me how often you do that each day?
Well, yeah, obviously we've shared a lot, and even for a first date, I feel like it's going pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Couple times a day, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Couple times a day.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's just backpedal just a touch, the backstroke. Self-pleasure and being aware of your body is so important because we were all created through pleasure of some instance. We're all product of...
Now I'm thinking about my naked mum again.
I'm glad. Me too. I mean, my naked mum. Not really, but...
Stop thinking about my naked mum.
We're here now. We're here. It's okay. So... self-pleasure is vital as a man. It's so important to have a strong connection with your pleasure state and what feels good for you. And there's a reason that you probably feel a bit depleted, a bit drained. And I'm assuming, just guessing here, that maybe it's probably scroll whatever favorite videos, 3 to 7 minutes, get in, get it done.
I watch it for the plot.
Oh, yeah, of course. I've come to clean the pool. Of course, same, of course.
I want to be a pool cleaner one day. I need to know the
you've got to
ropes.
aspire to that. Or a pizza delivery guy with no pants on, you know, it's a
But
thing.
I feel like, it's always almost been pushed onto me that watching porn is what you do as a guy, and that there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's ever told me there's anything wrong with that. But I never feel that good about it afterwards. Because I feel like all of those women are somebody's daughter,
Sister,
sister, mother, grandmother even.
Could be.
Depending on the site.
depending on the category. So I think it's important to have a healthy relationship with your pleasure state and with your self-pleasure state. And unfortunately, watching porn doesn't really create the safety or the space for you to have a healthy relationship with your self-pleasure. Because we're so conditioned to get in there, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, 2 pumps, we're done. 3 to 7 minutes, and that translates to our actual intimacy with our partners. And for me, my experience is my relationship with porn was very unhealthy, and it translated in erectile dysfunction. I was only 23, 24, and could not for the life of me get a hard-on with my partner, and it created such a dramatic dynamic, and it was so hard, pun intended.
Not hard enough.
Yeah, clearly. And what it was is my conditioning around porn. So I didn't understand what turned me on. I didn't understand what felt good for me. That wasn't just about my cock and balls. That wasn't just related to that. I had no idea what touch felt like for me and how I was responsible for my own pleasure. So I went on a bit of a journey of a porn detox. So what I'd suggest, if you're open to it, is the next 2 weeks, just cut porn out altogether. And if you do want a self-pleasure to the point where you're just about to blow your baby batter and pull back and just stop.
Is that called edging?
It is called edging. It is called edging.
And you're saying that this sort of practice could increase the connection you have with your partner and the satisfaction that you both... But obviously, like, her pleasure's important.
Absolutely.
So is it because it's like this goal-orientated thing? Like, guys, we're just like... We feel like the more... Maybe the faster we blow and the more load we blow on someone, we're creating this sense of... But do you think that maybe let's pretend that I'm not on a mate date and that I actually do have a partner, that they might also feel conditioned into expecting that release, and that they're going to feel insecure as a woman if they're not able to create that behaviour?
Yeah. And that's where it comes back to you as the man, you as a bloke, to take ownership of your pleasure and to communicate that with your partner. And open that conversation for intimacy, and you'll shed a layer and you'll get a little bit deeper with your partner as well, because she won't feel ashamed that she hasn't been able to get you to blow, and she won't feel responsible for the outcome. And segue, remove the goal. Connect with each other for the sake of connecting with each other, not for the sake of blowing a load.
How about those bunnies? You reckon they get up over the Broncos later?
Fucking, where's the pies?
But it almost feels like a partial addiction. Must be some
100%.
Dopamine getting released.
Yeah. So it is...
And it almost starts, before you're saying how my day was, and now I remember, I got really kind of frustrated and overwhelmed with social media. I didn't really start my day right. And then I just got to a low point and I thought, just whip out the laptop.
Yeah.
go to my favourite category and just get that little hit of dopamine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I started the day better, maybe I wouldn't have got to that point.
Yeah. If you structure your day with healthy rituals, then you set yourself up to win, and whatever winning looks like for you, that's completely up to you. So if you want to restore your own vital life force energy, you want to be connected and present, which is something that you mentioned earlier, then it's setting yourself up with these rituals to keep you present, keep you accountable to yourself, and knowing that you're not on your own with this, which is where the importance of groups are, men's groups are. You can call that support in at any time and have a series of people that you can rely on and say, hey man, I'm struggling, and I'd be happy to be an accountability buddy for you if that's something that you'd be open to.
And it sounds like it's if you're in a group of friends, somebody's got to take the initiative to be that person that allows everyone else in that friendship circle to start becoming accountable and start sort of being there. So it's sort of like maybe your friends right now aren't really open to that, but maybe if you make that first move.
100%, yeah. And when you do that, you create permission. So for me, this conversation we're having is giving you permission. This mate date we're having is giving you permission to have these conversations with your other circles of friends.
Safe space, not being viewed by anybody.
Not
any
streamed.
Streaming platforms.
Not at all.
Completely
100%
private.
Confidential. And this goes no further than this
In
table.
a public bar with the bartender / penis.
Penis?
Penist.
Pianist.
Freudian slip there. Yeah, because obviously sex is something that's on every guy's mind a lot, and I think that it is something that, if you're not doing it in a healthy way, can really drain your energy.
100%.
So if I cut out porn for 2 weeks, how am I going to feel?
Well, that's up to you. It's up to you if you're still recalling your favourite scenes in your head and you're still doing your thing.
So I got to, how do I chat? What's the shift? What's the gear shift?
The gear shift. So you pump the brakes, pull it back to first, and recognise the triggers. So for me, I know my triggers are social media. If I see half a side boob or something, I'm like, oh, fucking hell, where's the bathroom? You know what I mean? So I remove that. I remove that trigger, but I acknowledge its existence. So I know for me, if I start my day on social media, I'm more prone to trying to rub one out once or twice a day. So if I remove that and set healthy rituals, I can be held accountable to that. Coming back to your body and your pleasure, it's okay to self-pleasure. It is 100% okay. But make time and make the space and make it a sacred thing. You know, maybe light some incense, put some candles on, get some oil out.
So this is all sounding very feminine. You're saying that it can be okay for blokes to put some candles and have a bath and have a good time. Yeah, at what point did that stop being okay? Wow. Who told us that it's not okay to do that? Yeah. That's what I want to know.
100%.
Where did I get all this misinformation from? It's crazy.
Well, porn's conditioned us for that. We're conditioned because we watch that 3 to 5 minutes of wham bam, and that's what we think we have to do in order to satisfy ourselves.
Fantastic. Well, I feel like I need to go to the bathroom again, but with you in a non-sexual way. And hopefully we don't miss out on any more music. Maybe we can continue our date afterwards and
I hope so.
And talk about some other normal stuff that blokes talk about on mates dates in a very non-private way within our container, our safe space.
Confidential container. Yeah.
And maybe I don't know. This bartender has disappeared again, but I'm not sure. Maybe she'll come back later.
Maybe.
All right. Well.
All right. Let's do the thing.
Let's go to the bathroom again. Check out those dots. Because I just have a closer look this time.
Yeah,
all right. Just have a bit of a closer look.
I've got a magnifying glass in my pocket here.
And I don't need you for nothing. I want you for something. And I'll be here when you come back. Love you even when you turn your back. And I wanna stand beside you, even if you don't ask me to. And I know you'll come back to me. You'll come back to me eventually. And you need a little time. And you don't really care.
That's okay, my dear. I will still be here. And I'm walking in my garden, sunshine on my shoulder, raising up like a flower, ready to be a lover. And I finally realized that you just need a little time without me being by your side. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. You need a little time, and you don't really care. That's okay, my dear. I will still be here. You need a little time, and you don't really care. That's okay, my dear. I will still be here. Not until the loving is done. The loving is done. Not until the loving is done. The loving is done. You need a little time, and you don't really care. That's okay, my dear. I will still be here. You need a little time, and you don't really care. That's okay, my dear. I will still be here. Not until the loving is done. The loving is done. Not until the loving is done. The loving is done.
Wow. So, just dots. Nothing,
Yeah.
not a big deal.
Oh, freckles.
Let's give it up for Sally Bracewell.
Thank you, Sally.
Fantastic.
Incredible.
Such a pleasure to have you here at the first Friday knockoff. Yeah, it's so important, I think, to do everything we can in this local area to keep supporting local artists and to keep, because the conversations that I've had with people is that they just don't really know how to show appreciation for all the local artists in the area because it's such a strange time without live music being so prevalent. And you guys, like back when the bushfires were going on, and when someone gets cancer or something, there's the musicians are the people who are there. They get, they're there providing their art for the purpose of raising money for real things,
Yeah.
And you must feel like the shoe's on the other foot now, both of you guys. That,
100%.
that you're not able to do what you do, like in the same way.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, I'd like to just thank APRA, really, because they've been amazing. They collect all the royalties for us, and they actually brought the payments forward a date. So any music that you've been playing throughout the year live, us musicians got a lovely check for that then, and it kept us going. And they're a great organisation, so there has been a bit of support, and you can do the online shows. Maybe soon we can have house concerts again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's hope so. I just want to give a big shout out to all the local artists out there and how much we love all you guys.
Thank you.
And also thank Byron Bay Live for providing a space for people to perform in this real bar that we're hanging out in tonight.
100% private real bar.
Big shout out to North Coast Events and Sean Latham and all the crew. But back to our date.
Oh, yes.
So we'll sort of start wrapping things up in the date, because I'm pretty keen to see what happens next in a mate date. I guess we sit down with a packet of Doritos and a beer and watch a game of footy or something.
Yeah, get some meat pies.
Because what I've found on this experience with you today, Ruckus, and even though I've been nervous, is that you can have a real encounter with another man and it doesn't feel at all like it's questioning your sexuality or it's questioning your masculinity or it's making you feel less of a man. In fact, I feel more stronger and prouder of being a man to be able to use language around my sexuality and around my inadequacies and my fears, and feel like I've just scratched the surface. And it feels like once you start talking and start actually learning the language, you just don't want to stop.
100%. Yeah, it's great that you've acknowledged that in yourself, and thank you for sharing that with me. And I feel like it's all a part of a process. You've got to start somewhere. And as blokes, we've got more in common. We all have things that we experience, and it's more common to us than it is that divides us. And when we start having these conversations more frequently with more friends and people we don't even know, like online and people we've just met, it makes it safe. It makes it okay. And it gives that permission to men to be able to express themselves fully.
Now, I do know that during this time, I mean, you've done a little bit of research on some of the actual facts around increases in suicide during the lockdown that maybe hasn't been put out there very much.
Yeah.
What have you sort of discovered?
It's unfortunate, and it's very difficult to get a clear picture on the effects on mental health that this lockdown has had. Unfortunately, a lot of the deaths, the suicides, are being counted as COVID deaths. So it's very difficult to get a clear picture of the magnitude that this kind of lockdown is having on people that that are suffering. And it is difficult for those people that are suffering to reach out and have the platforms to receive the support they need. So I guess if you are feeling triggered, if there's conversations that we've had this evening that are challenging to you, then there is support available with Lifeline and Beyond Blue. And I've written their numbers down conveniently on my sweaty palm here.
As every mate date, you should always have those numbers because things can go really badly. And
They can. And if you are struggling, if there is something that you want to talk about that you don't feel safe to, there are support available to you. So Beyond Blue's number is 1300 22 4636 and Lifeline is 131114. Give those guys a call, and there's always someone there to speak to you and provide support.
And if people out there are interested in learning more about getting involved in a men's group or doing the journey home, how do they go about doing that?
Great question. So jump onto Facebook. You can find my personal page. It's Ruckus Lucas, or go onto Ryan James Lucas Coaching. And there's also a private Facebook group called Woke Blokes. That's a community-based closed group for men specifically, where you can communicate like we have tonight, share things that are important to you, or share some wins, some challenges, or just reach out on Instagram, Woke Blokes or Ruckus Van Winkle.
Awesome. Well, can I have another hug?
Absolutely. Thanks, mate.
What's a good length of time for a hug?
20 seconds.
I mean, even in like a Mullumbimby hugs, they do go longer. But
Yeah.
so should we do a 20-second
We
one?
can do 20 seconds.
All right.
Yeah.
I've always thought they were endearing.
Yeah. It's like a
But I've just
homemade
never felt
tattoo.
like I could talk to, a girl about them because. But
Like,
glad I
can
got
tell
to
me
talk to
what
you
this
about it.
is? Yeah, it's a bit confronting. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get out of here. I don't know whether there's going to be any more live music. I think we got some
Bit of time?
I think there's going to be a little bit more live music. So we'll wrap it up. Thanks for joining us for the first ever Friday Knock-Off. Everyone's had a great week. Cheers to Stone and Wood for the beers, and going down really well. And nothing wrong with a little bit of social lubricant to get some difficult conversations happening.
Absolutely.
And I hope everybody's got something they can take out of watching this real life conversation happen, and realize that there's a lot more you can get out of your friendships than you may be getting out of. You just got to make the first step. Or if you don't have the right friends in your life, then maybe find a men's group and try it out. It's, what's the worst that can happen?
Absolutely. You might enjoy yourself.
Yeah, maybe you can show someone your dots. And a huge thanks to Sally Bracewell, who's going to take us out with some more music. Thanks, Sally, for joining us. And so you're at the Rails at the end of the month.
That's right, 21st, on a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Beautiful.
Taco Tuesday.
Awesome. Cheers, and thanks for the date.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Went well.
That was lovely, guys. This is a Welsh song. It's called Cwch Bach Coch, which translates as Little Red Boat.
Bit of faith that either when beth